Welcome to Tasmania. This place is heavenly. They have the cleanest water, the cleanest air, the best produce, the coolest people, the best restaurants. I adore it here and I cannot wait to show you exactly what we're gonna go see. See you soon. How are we doing?
Good, mate.
Thanks
Yourself?
for having me, Simon.
Yeah, no worries. Tim, nice
Nice
to
to
meet
meet
you.
you
Yeah,
too.
likewise.
This is it, hey?
This is it.
Gosh, it's beautiful.
It's a pretty special spot.
You couldn't think of a better place, right?
No, not at all.
And I wanna go check out more about it when we're in the surrounds of like nothing except for crickets, and we're about to go into a hemp field. You couldn't ask much better than that, right?
Not at all. Not surrounded by mountains as well.
Yeah,
it's a pretty
correct.
special spot.
Can you show me?
We can do it.
Beautiful.
Let's go do it.
Can't wait. Thank you so much for having us.
No worries.
So why hemp? Like there's so many, I'm guessing less stressful crops considering how hard it was to get this in the ground in the first place. Why hemp?
I think hemp just has just these amazing properties. And I think one of the main things we were really interested in hemp was the sustainability component of it. You know, it's one of the most sustainable crops you can grow.
Right.
It uses less water than cotton and most crops. It has natural weed suppressing technology because it grows so quickly and it's so dense. So you can actually see in the field it's really dense and it really suppresses weeds.
Right, okay.
And then on top of that, it doesn't need any pesticides or any insecticides.
All right, so shoot me through the process from start to finish.
So it's pretty simple. Basically, we plant it just like any other crop directly into the ground.
Yeah.
And then it only takes 90 to 110 days to fully mature.
Right.
And then we just come through here with a standard harvester like you see in all the movies, just what they harvest wheat with.
Right.
And then we take the top of the crop and that's how we get the seeds.
Amazing. And the stalks?
And then once we've harvested the seeds, we then go back into the field and harvest the stalks.
Yeah.
And then those stalks are used for, whether it's building materials or potentially bioplastics and things like that.
Amazing. It is just such a versatile ingredient or product. Can we go to the factory and check it out?
Let's go check it out.
Sick.
Yeah, let's do it.
Can't wait. It's actually awesome. This is the heart, right? So we saw the field. This is where everything, the magic happens. Can you walk us through the process? Because I know we saw the sort of the start to the near end, and this is the finished product, right?
Yeah, exactly. So basically, once it comes off the field, it gets taken to a place where they dry it and clean it. So they get all the green material off it,
Okay.
and pretty much all the extraneous stuff.
Yeah.
And then we get it in these bags, and we get these nice, clean seeds.
Sick.
So-
Yes. Aren't they beautiful?
Amazing. So one of the byproducts is the actual husk, so the shell of the seed that we take out of the dehulled kernels. And so this is what we get out of it. So it's really high in protein and fat, so still 20% protein, 20% fat.
Really?
So really-
So wait, just as much a lot in the husks
Yeah.
as it is in the actual heart.
Yeah, because you still get some of the flakes of the hemp seeds in there that get sucked out of the machine.
Right.
And so it's still really high in all the omegas and really high in fiber as well.
So what are you using these for?
So basically any livestock feed. So, you're talking chickens,
Yeah, cool.
horses, pigs,
animals?
dogs, animals, anything realistically.
All the things.
Yeah. if you were to have one ideal food source to kind of sustain you, this is pretty much there.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Enough protein, enough omegas.
It's kind of the perfect food. That's what makes it. So it's over 30% protein.
That's right.
It's about 40 to 50% fat, and those fats are all polyunsaturated fats. And so you're talking about, your omega-3, omega-6, and omega-9. So all really good for kind of cognitive function, just general well-being.
We've gone through the process. Can I try?
Yeah, let's try some.
I can smell it too. It smells amazing, right?
It's really nice, isn't it?
It's gorgeous. Yep. All right.
It's a big old
handful. You're just trying to tease, yeah. We're sitting here chewing for about 5 minutes. It's wicked.
It's good stuff.
Mate. We're in Hobart and I'm about to catch up with an old friend of mine from MasterChef actually, Sarah, and she's a good friend. We've been friends for a while and she lives in Tassie. She lives in the Huon Valley, in fact. And I want to know what drew her down there. She's traveled the world, but she's always come back here and I want to know why. It's drawn me here and I cannot wait to meet her and pick her brains about all things food in Tasmania. So why Tassie in the end?
I love this island, but one of the things I really want to do is I want to normalise with my kids eating food that they grow and eating food grown locally, because I think that's the only way that they get a future, to be honest, is learning how to find food to eat and also learning how to grow your own food, because it's not just better and tastier, it's also what happens if all of a sudden we can't get food brought in and we're not shipping it around. It's important to be able to grow food because it's not easy. You don't just put something in the ground and it grows. Totally. You have to learn how to do that. And at our house, it's really normal to say, oh, hey, can you go grab this from the garden? Go grab that, cool, do this, do that.
Fun. And
make a meal out of it, and it's not a big deal. And I think that's where kids need to know where food comes from.
Well, that's the thing. Kids, you always say, where does your food come from? And I think a lot of the times it still is said that food comes from the supermarket.
Yeah.
And there is no grassroots understanding of the true process of seed, not just how you pick it out, but the seed that grows, the water that allows it to grow, the soil that is the nutrients that allows it to grow, and this beautiful symbiotic relationship between soil and nature and all things surrounding to make things grow.
It's also easier to feed kids when they have a hand in picking it, growing it, all that type of stuff. Like, man, I got my kids eating mussels because they collected them from the rocks. They eat veggies because they saw them grow and they picked them from the gut. They know where they come from. They don't just appear on their plate like as if in magic. What is this? I don't know what this is.
Eat your veggies, they're good for you. No, it's actually, it's a labour of love.
Yeah, what is this thing on my plate? Where did it come from? They see where it comes from, and we can do that here. This is still a pocket of the world where we can afford to have land, and even if it's borrowed land, we get to grow vegetables, and that's...
And it is that element for me. Tasmania is still a hidden secret. And I mean, I don't know how many times there's been shows about cooking shows and produce shows and people screaming from the rooftops from amazing, soy products to, plant-based cheeses to hemp things to things that are wacky and fun to wine. It's still hidden. Like no one else wants to scream about it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Which is a great thing in so many ways. Because, hey, if you stay with that, it's great. We can continue being us.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's also a jewel for every person that comes and visits.
I mean, it's that thing, and I find this because there are people who are like, oh, you know, people coming over from the mainland. And everyone I've ever met that's moved over from Sydney or Melbourne or wherever have become Tasmanians so fast.
Yeah, right.
You know, all of a sudden everyone's, you know,
an
getting
accepting city.
chooks and growing their own
Accepting
veggies,
state.
and they're like becoming more part of the community than anyone else. And they don't want to live in a high rise where they don't get to grow anything. They're not coming here and trying to make Tasmania Sydney. They're coming here because they love what we have here, and that they want to get involved. And who wouldn't? Like, it's,
Yeah, when I got off this plane and we drove in to Hobart, there's this feeling of relaxation. There's this feeling of acceptance, and there's very little places, and I feel you get that feeling when you go to certain places in the world, which really sort of resonates with you. And one of those places for me is Byron, where I get off that, where my folks are, and I can get up there and I go, I'm somewhere where I'm accepted. I'm somewhere I feel loved, whether it's from family or from the community or from the environment. And I think Tasmania, and in this case at the moment Hobart, has really made me feel that way.
Yeah, it's home for me. It's definitely home. Like, as I said, couldn't wait to get out when I was a teenager. And it was the only place that I can come to. I've been everywhere in the world and I love feeling adventure, but this is the first place that I've, raised my family here. It's home. And it's not just that in the sense of people are so damn friendly here,
Yeah.
It's like, oh, mate, you left your wallet here you go. Still got all the cash in it. The only reason I lock my car door is so people will stop putting boxes of zucchinis in it. It's zucchini season.
We walked down the street today and there was a bunch of pears for free on the side of the road saying, please take them.
Take a pear,
love that.
please.
It's Tasmania.
Yeah.